Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Friday, the 15th of August. Let me just close that out. What's happened since yesterday? Let's start off with the long to short ratio. So, I think we were looking at this yesterday as the longs were slightly climbing back up. Uh, it was about 55.3% short, 44.7-ish% short when we were looking at this in the stream yesterday. We're now 55.6% long, so quite a big swing in the last 24 hours. Lots of longs coming back into the market as we have had a little bit of a correction. Currently, we've closed underneath those lows that we were talking about at like 118, which is not great to see. We're currently above the hourly node, which might actually hail a tiny bit of a bounce to the upside, but the structure's looking a little bit bearish at the moment. Lots of liquidity going all the way down to 112.5. Really, all this long liquidity is looking quite attractive to the downside. We've also got the long liquidation max pain about 112 as well. So that's kind of interesting. On the order book, not too much. Again, the order book's kind of been a little bit thin at the moment, to be honest. And yeah, not too much short liquidity to the upside at all. We've also got more longs in the market. So yeah, it's looking a bit precarious. And let me just get my chart up. So yesterday, let me change it on this as well. Okay, let me put that up a little bit and take off some of these. So yesterday we did talk about potentially having a pullback off this daily retail stablecoin demand bearish divergence, and yeah, we're currently underneath the weekly open. We have closed below sort of 18.5, this kind of low structure that we kind of wanted to hold. Currently testing the weekly open, potentially bearishly, but if we do get all the way back up to the highs, I think I will be taking a hedge short somewhere around. I mean, it could come back all the way to 121.5, or it could come all the way back to 123, and yeah, 123 would probably be a nice Stuba short. Yeah, so I think 123 would kind of be, well, let's call it 122.7 to 123.3 would kind of be a sweet spot for me to potentially hedge. Now, obviously, if we do come back up here and bullishly retest the weekly open and like start holding, then yeah, that'll be that. But as of right now, it's starting to look a little bit more bearish just because of the data that I just showed you. We did talk about the weekly candle as well. We wanted to close, above this structure. Currently, it's wicking down quite nastily. That does not look like a great weekly candle as well. If we start going a little bit lower as well on this weekly candle as well, this combination band is going to go straight and it's going to start looking very, very toppy with 2 wicks into the combination band, W reversal. And yeah, we just could come back down for a little bit of a deeper retest, maybe down even into like 109. Um, but but yeah, we kind of really wanted to hold sort of like the weekly open in between 118.5 and even bullishly at like 120. And yeah, we've just done a really nasty bearish engulfing candle with some bearish divergence on the retail stablecoin demand as well. So it's starting to look a little bit more bearish on Bitcoin. Nothing too crazy as of right now, but yeah, if we do get back up to some of these levels, I'm going to look to hedge potentially. I think that will be the play for me. Um, yeah, that's about it. We've got all that liquidity going all the way down to pretty much like 112k, back to the lows that we did in like was it last week or a couple of weeks ago, start of August. So that's looking quite attractive now, to be honest, especially with the amount of longs that have come into the market as well. I think we have closed the CME gap now, so if we gain the weekly open, then we could obviously go and test the highs, which we were talking about. Um, but yeah, that's oh, we've actually gained the weekly open on the CME chart, but on the other charts we haven't gained the weekly open yet. We're literally just testing it right now, so definitely watch the next 4 hour candle, and I think that's going to be, what time is that? It's going to be before America as well. So the next couple 4 hour candles are going to be quite important. But yeah, this is definitely a breaker structure. Lose the level. If we come back up, I might hedge, take some profit on the weekly open just in case we do hold. If we don't, then yeah, back down all the way to August and potentially even lower. Um, Bitcoin DOM still looking kind of bad, which is quite nice. ETH's actually holding really nicely. ETH Bitcoin again. We are getting into some areas of resistance, but we have gained the December level, so we could grind up a little bit higher into 4.0, which we did talk about yesterday. Um, but again, we're getting some bearish divergence on the retail stablecoin demand. We're getting some bearish divergence possibly coming to play in over on the overbought area on the oscillator as well. So it's starting to look like it might want to roll over a little bit as well. Again, ETH's holding pretty well. Definitely some levels that we could come and retest. We got the weekly open, and then we got 4K to 3.9 as well, which would still be pretty bullish for altcoins. But yeah, we might just be starting to roll over a little bit, and again, there could even be a potential short hedge on ETH as well if we get back up to sort of 4.75 in that area. The combination band comes in quite nicely. You got some resistance as well. So um, I'm still long on some of my coins. Some of my stop losses got hit because they're in profit, so I'm out of some of my trades as well. But I'm still in some others. And to be honest, some altcoins are looking quite well, which we'll have a look at. What quite good, which we'll have a look at in a second. Um, but let's actually have a look at some of the totals. The weekly close is going to be quite interesting to see on some of these coins. But even on ETH, we got a nice bearish engulfing candle with some bearish divergence on the retail stablecoin demand. So um, we're definitely getting towards the end of this move and near to some sort of pullback. It doesn't mean some of these alts can't run and we can't see a little bit of a rotation here, especially if Bitcoin decides to go sideways a little bit. But yeah, there's definitely some warning signs flashing on these charts now since yesterday. We really wanted to hold some of these lows, but yeah, I still think we have the potential to maybe have some bounces on alts. Some of them are still looking quite good. Like for example, Hype's doing really well. Doge actually came down and tested really nicely, which we'll have a look at in a second. But yeah, in general, I will be looking to hedge slightly higher on Bitcoin and maybe even ETH, and then I am still long on some other altcoins as well from the dump. But I would like to hear your thoughts as well, everyone. I welcome discourse, and I don't think it's over, but we are kind of overdue for a pullback. We've had some really, really fast moves. I mean, I didn't really expect ETH to go up and hit 4.8 so quickly. So, it's we've got some levels to retest. We've got that weekly open, that swing here, and then we've also got 4K 3.9 as well. So, yeah, that is that. One thing that I was looking at yesterday was Doge. Before I will check the chat after. And I was kind of looking at this, the hold of this low and these wicks into the combination band. And yeah, it's potentially looking quite good for a little bit of a bounce. We're still uptrending in the price action. We've got a higher high and we've got a higher low just about from these wicks. So it's looking like this could potentially bounce up a little bit. Um, and yeah, alts could see a little bit higher in general before we get that slide back down, as ETH looks really good. ETH Bitcoin looks quite nice as well. So yeah, just again, we're just chilling a little bit, and if anyone's got anything in particular that they want me to look at, I would welcome it, or some positions as well. And yeah, I guess we'll just have a look at some of the stuff that maybe I did get stopped out of, or some of the stuff that I'm still in as well. So, like, I'm still in Fartcoin, my trade. Actually, I don't like that chart. Let's get the Bybit chart because I know that there's nothing on it. And we'll take some of this stuff off as well. So yeah, we've taken some nice profit on Fartcoin. We wanted to hold the weekly open in June for more upside, and we've actually broken down slightly. We had some really, I don't know if anyone was looking at Hyperliquid last night. Well, it was last night for me or yesterday. You guys probably were, but some of the wicks on them, some of those alts were genuinely horrific, like really terrible. The order book seems to be a little bit thin on Hyperliquid sometimes, especially when everyone's long. But yeah, this seems to have done quite a nice retrace. We're still definitely holding the upside. Let me just turn that off. We didn't quite get down to 786, but we tested the yearly open. I'm currently above the Q4. So this could potentially just see a little bit of a bounce back to the highs, and then maybe carve out some structure in between here and here for a little bit, something like that, and then get another breakout. So I'm still in my trade, which has been taken about maybe 50% off. So I'm still about 50% in, which is decent. We're getting some nice hidden bullish divergence on the retail stablecoin demand, which is signaling a continuation of the trend. We got this bearish divergence play out kind of already on the price. It was quite nice and fast, which is good. And let's just have a look at this. Yeah, it's back to the midpoint on the 4 hour as well. So yeah, in general, I'm still gonna just chill in this trade. I might have nearly got wicked out, to be honest. I think it was around there where my stop loss was, so I haven't been wicked out. And if we do come and take my trade, I might just re-enter on some nice holds of, 90 cent. But yeah, the volatility is nice. It's nice to trade. It's very nice. Hype again looking really strong, still in the trades. This is not the best chart. What's the best chart on Hype? That's not even the best chart as well. Okay, we'll just do KuCoin for now. So, again, we're up at resistance on Hype. We're actually in the daily combination band as well. The oscillator still has room to run, but we are getting this bearish divergence on the retail stablecoin demand. So, and we're getting also into the overbought territory as well on the oscillator. So potentially we could see a bit of a pullback. We have tested the weekly open, so if we start failing now, I think this is going to fall back a little bit lower down into maybe August and Q3. And we could just see a little bit of a pullback in the market. In general, I'm going to just hold my trades, and obviously stops are in profit, taking 50 to 60% of everything as well. Because we are still in an uptrend, and we've got some hidden bullish on the 4 hour. It's looking, the price structure is still there, but we're definitely at an area where we could see a little bit of a failure, a little bit of a pullback, just down to the norm, down to the mean, which is about $40. But it looks strong, it looks good. It's at its all-time high. You can't really knock it just yet. If we do see a breakout here, it's gonna pump really hard towards $55, where I think there's a fib there or something. Let's actually just have a look at this chart. I think I've got it. Yeah, so let's take all of this off. Yeah, 44 to $45, where if we do break out from this high just here, I think it's going to stop around 44, 54, 55, sorry, not 45, 54 to 55 on Hype. But in general, it still looks quite good. we just could potentially be at some resistance. In general, I'm not really looking to short too many alternate altcoins. If ETH and Bitcoin grind up a bit higher, I'll be taking some hedges just because obviously my accounts are pretty long, and it'd be nice to have a little hedge off if we definitely get a bit of a retrace in the market. But stuff like hype, stuff like things that have done really nice moves and are still in an uptrend, for example, like Injective, I'm not looking to short these, even though they could have a pullback. I just don't want to. I just don't want to short stuff like this at the moment. Things like ETH and Bitcoin that have done really nice moves and are looking slightly, well, Bitcoin's looking more bearish, but ETH could have a nice little hourly hedge back down to 4K. I'm a bit more interested on than stuff like Injective. I don't know. I don't know what Solana's looking like, but yeah, even Doge is looking quite good. Filecoin, I'm not. I mean, the short was yesterday. I'm not looking to short that at the moment. Hype, I'm not looking to short that. It's an extremely strong coin as well. So yeah, just take care. Even on Injective, we got some stuff down here that hasn't been tested. The weekly open hasn't been tested. We have tested the high of this structure now. These two highs. So pretty much everything has been done, and it's kind of just middling right now. Not really any trade to be taken. We got some hidden bullish on the retail stable, we got demand, but we got some bearish divergence on the oscillator. So kind of just neither here nor there at the moment on this. I would say just looking at it like this, it's still in an uptrend, and the price structure still looks quite good. If we are to get a pullback, then I'll be interested in relonging stuff back down towards like the 786, or maybe in between the weekly open and 786 if we do get there. But yeah, like what's everyone thinking? Are they? I think it was it at the start of this week? Let me have a look. It was at the start of this week. Um, yeah, so it was like Monday to Tuesday. That dump, I was very, 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 very vocal about not being scared to long this, which is why we got really nice longs on some altcoins from here. This one I'm a little bit more cautious about just because of the breakdown on Bitcoin. Obviously, ETH and ETH Bitcoin still look quite good, and the price structure is still up, which is why I'm holding my trades. But I'm a little bit more reluctant to take some longs in this area at the moment. I would like to see maybe some slightly deeper retrace on some stuff to maybe relong. For example, again, you got 14.1 in between that and 14.4 on Injective, which might be a slightly better long um, on something like that. Let's have a look at some of the coins that had really nasty wicks on. That's not good. That's not it. I don't think Popcat has a USD chart for some reason. I'm actually going to just take that off. Yeah, so Popcat's actually closed a candle below its previous low. We actually wicked nicely into the support zone, so I think I might have been stopped out of my trade, which obviously we've taken nice profit anyway. Uh, Again, we've got a lower low here, so potentially on the bounce up, we might get a nice little short from the weekly open, and then we can talk about maybe doing a higher low and doing something like that. But yeah, it's looking it's looking a bit like neither here nor there at the moment. I still think the daily chart looks quite good on a lot of alts. We've done some nice retraces, but yeah, we have seen some very, very local lower lows on some stuff. Doge looks pretty good though, I will say. Some alts are looking decent, some alts are looking not. So Doge obviously held its 4 hour swing. Popcat didn't. What else did and didn't? A lot of things are looking a little bit different to each other right now, which is it's just that time in the market. Solana still looks quite good, but I think it could slide a little bit further this is definitely a very clear 4 hour breakdown, but we have tested the yearly open uh, bullishly at the moment, and obviously we've got some hidden bullish on the retail stablecoin demand as well. Weekly opens untested, so if we come up again and fail, that might be a Stuba short hedge, and then we could come down a little bit lower into like this area, where again there's going to be the long, so maybe something like this. Let me just go to the hourly and do that. Maybe something like that on some alts for the rest of August. But who knows, eh? Who knows? We could also just completely blast off with how the market is. But I think that would be the most promising sort of price action as of right now on a lot of alts, because we've seen some really nice moves on ETH, and I think if we just had a little bit of a period where we did some consolidation, it would be really nice. And then, just we get the breakout, go back up to the highs, and then into September we get another big break towards all-time highs, for example on Solana, towards what was it, like 240? Yeah, 230, 235, 240. Let's take off all this stuff. But yeah, what are you guys looking at? What are we trading at the moment? Are we scalping anything? Are we just waiting for better swing opportunities? Let's have a look at Adrian. Yeah, Adrian's got all that liquidity being taken, and then potentially a new high up to 130. What fractal is that? Where's that from? That's probably from last cycle, maybe?
No, it's a previous range what we did in
Okay, so
that
it's
was for
from. Let me just.
99k. The low on 99k. That was the fractal.
The low on 99k. Okay, so the recent one, basically just here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I could definitely see that. We do have another high here though, so it would potentially have to be
Yeah. Okay.
literally just at this part.
Exactly. It's not really correct right now.
Well, it
Yeah.
it could be.
But
It could
still,
be.
like,
If we're at this part right here, this high, and then we get like that failure here at the weekly open, and then we make a new low down there. So it basically does this. We get the failure, and then we make a new low under August like that, and then regain. Then I think it looks quite similar. And then we do that, and then we do
yeah.
the one more, and then
So
we do the regain like that.
exactly. So the thing
Mm.
is, like, bro, this is just like a conspiracy for me, and to think like where we should go. Right now, I don't feel like Bitcoin's gonna do a bigger move. Right? If we're gonna do another leg up, that's gonna be only a wick into the liquidity, low liquidity what we have above us, like to 128 max, and then retrace quite badly, have a
Mm.
failure, and do this fucking round bottoming into 90, or no, 100k ish, 108k Q3, and do the major leg up after that, and that's gonna be maybe the last one.
Mm.
Because to be honest with you, I mean, it's been already a little bit extended, but one on another day we will see failure of Bitcoin, right? If it's gonna be now, I'm not sure. If it's gonna be on the next leg up, maybe. But there is significant liquidity to take below us.
Mm. I think it's looking very attractive for them right now.
Yeah, exactly. Those 2 weeks on the daily as well, that over on the weekly, I don't really like that. So
I really think this is a big warning sign for me. This is the
yeah,
weekly chart as well. We also just are overdue a pullback, and we've got a lot of liquidity below us. We flipped a more majority long on the retail stablecoin demand. Kind of the last time we did this, which is back in
exactly
December,
that.
we did all of that. Now I don't think we could go that low, but we definitely have the ability to like retest some of this stuff. 100k, 109, definitely 109. We've got all that liquidity at 112 as well. It just looks like we could be in for a little bit of a bit of a lull phase. Like this is textbook. So you definitely
Yep.
want to look at this just change. You want to watch this weekly candle close. If we can close above this structure here, it'll be looking quite good. If we close below it, like where we are right now, and you can see that the combination man is arcing up slightly just because of the price change. But if we do close slightly lower, it will go straight and it will be looking quite toppy.
Exactly that. And to be honest, like I hate to say that because people are starting to pull my leg. Like they think I'm turning into bearish. Not the deal. I'm turning bearish on only Bitcoin, not about the also
Mm,
any
mm, mm.
freaking coins.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
that have nothing to do with each other. But the thing is, look at the daily right
Bro,
now on Bitcoin.
I was
How
just
the
about
daily
to say,
closed.
Adrian, because I was talking about this
That was a
yesterday on
fucking
my
show.
stream. I was talking about this yesterday on my stream when this bearish divergence came up on the retail stablecoin demand. I said if we
Mm-hmm.
start failing this
Yep.
18.5, this is going to look like a deviation. This just looks like a deviation of the high.
Exactly.
And Bitcoin loves to just do that little all-time high, deviate, then all the longs come in, and then we just do a little bit of a failure and we have a bit of a lull phase.
Exactly. Exactly that. So there's not much to take for us anymore to the upside. Yeah, there's only like what 20x. We can easily wick into that and come back, had a
Mm,
shitty close, and then freaking fall off the cliff. That's fine.
mm,
That's what I'm kind of aiming for. Like, yeah, Bitcoin's gonna be the first one that I'm gonna short the shit out of it on the top. That's fine. But the rest, I mean, yeah, I wanted to fucking roll.
yeah, me too. And like for example, it, it just looks like we're currently failing under here, and then this is just going to be the deviation. Like this is just what it looks like to
Yep,
me, especially with all the data that we just outlined, the longs, the liquidity, all that sort of stuff, the max pain. It's just looking like
it's
potentially it
coming
could
in.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's all kind of lining up a little bit. The nail in the coffin for me, like I said, would be the weekly close. That's
yeah.
going to be very important
I'm
this
gonna
week.
watch it Sunday. Definitely, that's gonna be important.
Yeah, I'm with you there, and I was talking about this in my stream yesterday when we were literally like nearly at basically at all time high, and I was like, if we start failing now, guys, just be aware that this is going to be look like a deviation now on the higher time frame, and yeah, it's kind of happening. But again, we do have the potential to obviously come up here. I'll hedge my short at around 123k with a stop just above. And then again, if we hold the weekly open and start doing some nice structure, then fine. We could get a weekly close again above that structure as well. It still could look fine, but there are some warning signs here. But again, yeah, like ETH still looks fine. This is very bullish price action. We haven't tested 4k yet. We've also got the weekly open about this structure here, which is like 4.2, 4.3. That's untested. So alts could definitely run. It's kind of that time in the cycle where we might see a bit of a decoupling, which is why I'm holding my trades on alts. That divergence wasn't there on the daily yesterday. Yeah, it did. I think it did print. Wait, hold on. Let me go back to Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the interesting one
It
right
was.
now. Yeah, it printed on Wednesday. So I talked about this in my stream on Thursday. Literally at the top, at the all-time high. That if we start failing, the weekly open and this 80, this level right here, like this, like we just did a massive bearish engulfing candle and closed below. So I mean, if this daily candle closes like this, it just looks like a retest failure, and we've deviated the range pretty nastily.
So you are a little bit behind on the innovation and the upgrades, but on the Wavemaster Harmonic, we had a reversal as well. Divergent, regular, sorry. Both on exactly the same. Look at the
Oh
screenshot.
yes, 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 yes. I do. I have added.
Those two,
I
they
have
are
added this
massive.
now because I do want to see the cash flows. But yeah, that's very interesting. Very very interesting. We're also getting the cross as well in the strength and the trend line. Yeah, I mean it's lining up that way. We're just looking at the technicals and it's calling for a bit of a retrace. It's funny because when we get to even on the 4 hour on the retail stablecoin demand, when we get into that oversold or overbought territory and we get that change in direction, it usually signals some sort of top or bottom. Like right here, we got the bearish divergence come in. Then we get the lower low on the price action. You might get the retest failure, and then yeah, it's just we literally got the trend change and the cash flow out on the candle that broke the low as well. So yeah, it's just looking like that, but nothing to panic about yet. We could just come down and bullishly hold some levels. I need to clean up this chart a little bit. In terms of alts though, like I said, Doge is still looking quite good. ETH's obviously looking fine. Solana still looks fine. Fartcoin, I mean, it's just done a nice retrace, but this thing swings a lot. Hype looks fine. Some of these things are still looking good to potentially run a bit. What else? Should we look at like Link, USD? Yeah, I mean, that's got a nice level over here that's untested. This high and this yearly open slash December is untested. Yeah, yeah, it's still, it's still holding as of right now. Could see what maybe one more push up into Feb and then we get the something like that. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I think I might have caught something on Arve. Yeah, we got the bearish on the retail stablecoin demand right at the top on the Feb level. Again, this is still holding as of right now. And a nice retest of the previous high and the yearly open. So we could see one more push up if Bitcoin goes for its highs and then maybe a deeper retrace. Who knows? Wick into 128k still fine, but the close on the weekly will tell more. Yeah, I mean, if we get the close, if we get a nice weekly close, I just think that we might we might still blast off and we might have a little bit more in us on this move, but it's gonna be very telling. Do I have like a good chart with nothing on? Maybe the Bitstamp one. Let's collapse that. It just looks, it just looks a little bit, yeah. It's fine though, because the last time we did a few wicks into the weekly combination, man, we just had a little bit of a pullback. So, for example, this one was only about, I mean, 12% on Bitcoin is quite a lot, but it's not crazy. And just like Adrian pointed out with the fractal last time, we could just have something like that. The 12% down, which was about a whole month into September. Soon in 3 days or two. Could do one up like the weekly. Yeah. Yeah, we just want to wait for it to like develop a little bit more. And again, like I said, some alts are still looking quite good uh, to hold trades on. Let's actually have a look at like the totals. To be honest, the total looks fine. The total's holding quite bullishly, in there. Let me just turn this off. I mean, this is fine. This looks fine. That looks way better. And probably the total 2 and total 3 are looking a little bit better as well. I think that's the... Is that the weekly swing? Yeah. So that's also going to be a very interesting weekly close as well on total 2. And total 3 is right up at it from the weekly swing from last cycle. So yeah, just be aware of it. We are getting into the resistance, but it still looks quite good as of right now. We just need to wait for a few more developments. Let's have a look at some alts like Sui. So again, the trade from 3.3, I'm still in. It's looking good. You know, take profit, take profit, take profit. It's all fine and dandy. Where the stops are in profit. And as of right now, we're still, again, on some of these alts, we're still holding upside quite nicely. We've done some nice bullish Stuba retests, and we're still in some uptrending price action as well. So you can't really knock it until we start seeing some bad price action. That also came nearly perfectly down into the combination band in August. So again, still holding. Want to see a new high and a breakout from the yearly open and retest for it to go up a little bit higher, which is definitely possible. I think we did talk about FET yesterday as well as something that's potentially lagging a little bit behind, so I just want to have a look at this. Yeah, again, quite similar. Still kind of. This is definitely lagging behind a little bit to the rest of the market. Even stuff like Render have already done their moves. But the important thing is we have a high and we have a hold of the most recent 4-hour low, which is a nice bullish retest. So you can't really knock the altcoins yet. You can't knock the altcoins, especially even though Bitcoin is looking a little bit bearish. FET and Render both chilling. Yeah, they are. The altcoins are chilling. The altcoins are chilling. So we might see a bit of a rotation, even though Bitcoin is looking a little bit bearish. And then it could just do, you know, this for a little while. Who knows? Who knows, mate? Yeah, we have closed the CME gap though, so interesting. Some interesting stuff. I don't think it's over by any means. I think the weekly close is going to be very very telling. It's going to be a big one this week. Like I've said. Good timing for a stream. Thanks for Paul held up with the last night's dump. Yeah, a lot of alts have held up really nicely, to be honest. So I'm still in some positions. Um, I took a little swing at Doge as well last night. I'm not really on the charts that much. That's why I want to go home and just sit at my laptop for a bit. Like we're kind of at that stage in the cycle where it's completely valid to sit at your computer like 10 fucking hours a day and scout the market because this volatility is nuts and it's really really nice. So I mean, just looking at something like this, it just looks fine. And if we don't make a new high, then yeah, maybe we just want to do something like that, and then get the breakout slightly further down the line. But yeah, in general, if I were to sum it up, I still think it looks quite good. So the totals are looking fine. A lot of these altcoins are looking fine. Bitcoin's definitely looking a little bit more bearish because of the low we did. Watch the weekly close. Um, the data. So for example, like we've got a lot of long liquidations down below. We've taken most of the short stuff. Longs have come back into the market majority, and it's just starting to look a little bit like we could deviate and get a little bit of a retrace. But altcoins can definitely have a bit more of a run. Even with ETH Bitcoin, this could come all the way up into 4.2. Let's actually see if this filled the gap pretty much perfectly, to be honest, on the CME. 117.6, it's pretty perfect. It's $100 off. I mean, that's filled in my eyes. So, so yeah, I will be short. I will be head shorting 123, and then I will be taking profit like somewhere down here, just in case we like higher low it and start like chugging up a little bit more. But in general, still looking fine. Still looking good in the alts. Let's actually have a look at some like turbo. Mm, not looking bad. Not looking good. I think I was in a trade from down here, and then I took a lot of profit, and then I've been stopped out on that. Some of these, like the shitcoin, the shitcoin ones, did really dear dumps, but they do dump a lot and they pump a lot as well. Yeah, this is quite similar price action to Popcat. This kind of looks like Fartcoin before it absolutely ripped. Instead, Fartcoin did a slightly lower low and then just went. But by far the strongest looking coin is definitely Hype. And the longs we got from down here are looking very nice still. Looking very, very nice. So, yeah, has anyone got anything else for me to look at in general? I would just like to wait for the weekly candle close for a little bit more clarity on the market. I'm not really taking any new positions at the moment. If we grind up a little bit higher on ETH and Bitcoin, I'm willing to hedge short. And if we come back down into some of the like 4 hour stubers, for example, like on Injective, then that's where I'm looking to reload some of the longs because yeah, this is untested, and then you've got the 786 as well. Right now, it still looks quite good to be honest, for more up, and I am long still. Want my per to rip? Yeah, this is coming up to resistance. We've done a nice gain of this swing here. Well, to be honest, it's more like that. Oops. Sorry, there. We've done a nice gain of this swing. Um, but yeah, we are coming up into heavy resistance in here. I still think, yeah, like this could potentially just squeeze up to maybe like 220, 20 to 25, 205. But yeah, I'm holding my position. Hype's looking good as well, so nothing to scare me out of my position just yet. But yeah, obviously these levels are going to be heavy take profit levels. What's happening with like Bonk? Yeah, that's some of this stuff is looking a little bit downtrendy. High, low, lower high, lower low. But again, this has done a full retest of its lows as well. So let's just have a look at this on the daily. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. That's potentially going to bull div on the daily. Yeah, from there to there, and there to there. Ooh, interesting. Ah, that's calling my name a little bit. That's calling my name a little bit, to be honest. What's the risk on this? Look at that wick as well. That's perfect. Oof. Still 2.3% wick. Oof. Oh, it's tempting. It's very tempting, that. That is very tempting. Can you look at Shiba Inu? Yeah, sure, bro. Sure, brother. I haven't looked at SHIB in yonks. Hmm. This is a nice high no higher low from there. Um, it kind of just did a full retest of this previous area of action. Finding a bit of resistance right now. Slight lower low on the 4 hour. It's actually quite sneaky. Held June though. It's looking. Ah, that's a bull div as well. It's not looking too bad. It's not looking too bad. Nice higher high, but then slight lower low. Held June. It's It could see a little bit further down into here. I think that would be a really good long. It has been tested already. This whole structure, this whole bit has been tested, and this has been tested multiple times. So it's looking a bit precarious. I do think this could have a little bit of a bounce, either up to the weekly or up to the March, September. But if we don't make a new high from here, basically what you're going to have is a lower low and a lower high, and potentially a little bit more of a move down into there. But in general, it looks like it's just trying to come out of its accumulation phase. And this retest was a really nice retest of the weekly. So maybe just a little bit more of this before the breakout. I do think this is going to eventually probably break out, especially with Doge looking quite good. Yeah, looks like accumulation, man. It could just mess around here a little bit longer. little bit longer, lad. Let's have a look at render. I like render, but it's one coin that has just always avoided me on spot. I don't know why. Yeah, render looks good, man. So some of these bigger coins look really good. The ones that I've seen, render, injective, doge, soul, Aave, link, probably some others, are looking pretty decent. I mean, you can just see that it's held this really nicely. Had a nice little bounce. Currently trying to gain the weekly open. Probably a 786 to 886 in here. Hidden ball in the retail stablecoin demand. You can't knock it. You just can't knock it. It's quite clean price action. Nice retest of in here. That's perfect. Gain. Bullish back test. Yeah, you just kind of want to just continue grinding higher a little bit. What's happening with MPC? Didn't even get that big of a retrace. Looks kind of okay. I want to see that come back down to there so I can reload my bag. As I did sell a little bit of it. But in general, things are looking pretty decent. What's actually happening with deep? Because I did see this. This swing's like nutty. This is nutty. I need to start trading this. What's that? 28%. Boy, affy. Look at that as well. That wick's actually devilish. Interesting for sure. So, yeah, I'm gonna just chill for this weekend. I want to have a look at the weekly close on Monday. I probably won't be taking any new positions. I mean, if I was at home, I would maybe be scalping on the weekend just because the volatility is really nice. In general, Bitcoin's looking a bit more bearish, but the rest of the altcoin market is looking pretty decent. So I'm holding most of my trades. Some of my stops got hit in profit, but I mean, I already took like 50% off the trade, so I'm just gonna chill. I don't really want to make any. I don't want. The thing is, in this area, I don't want to overtrade. I feel like if I start just making loads and loads of moves on the weekend and stuff like that, I'm just gonna get myself into some stop losses. So I want to wait for a little bit more clarity. I definitely do think alts can still run a bit, but I think longing here might be a little bit dangerous. Just a little bit dangerous for me. But that doesn't mean you can't. So, I mean, I did long something yesterday. The old Doge. I love Doge, man. I actually love it. It's so good. Holding this swing. Higher low, higher high. I mean, let's continue, man. But yeah, that's about it from me. Unless anyone wants to talk about anything else or has got anything else interesting to look at. In general, we're seeing some nice green in the altcoin market from the really fast dump. What's nice is we're doing really fast dumps and then we're just doing bounces. So, for example, I think we are talking about it must have been Monday where I was like, if we get a retrace, don't be scared to long. And then we got the retrace on Tuesday, and we're like, let's long the shit out of this. And then we got the really fast bounce. Obviously I don't stream on Wednesday, but into Thursday. And then I think it was me and Plumbus that were talking about basically Monday is like setting up your trades. Tuesday you usually get into them. Wednesday they play out. Thursday is kind of profit taking, and then Friday is a little bit of nothing, because Friday is just the day before the weekend. Um, but it's been good. It's been fun. It's been good. It's been fun. It's been nice. And yeah. All right, great, David. But yeah, I think that's it for me, and I'm gonna go and enjoy my weekend now. And